All right, welcome everybody. Glad you could join us today for our webinar on recreation at home. I'm pleased to introduce Kelsey Watkinson. She's one of our recreation specialists here at McCormick at the Day program, and she's been with us for the past 2 years in her current role. Prior to that, she worked at a care home, specifically tailored in recreation for people with dementia. And she's a graduate of the Recreation and Leisure Services program at Fanshawe College. So welcome, Kelsey.
Thank you. Thanks, Tara.
I'll mention one more thing before we get started. Kelsey is going to do a presentation and at the end she will take questions from you. So in order to ask your questions, if you could type them in the Q&A, which is located at the bottom of your screen. So if you move your mouse or touch your iPad, there should be a little Q&A. It's got a question mark. And you can just click on there and type any questions in, and we will ask those to Kelsey at the end of the presentation.
Perfect.
All right, turn it over to you, Kelsey.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, and can you see that okay? Can everybody see that? It's large? Okay, perfect. Okay, so here we go, the Recreation at Home webinar. So, benefits of recreation programming. We have, actually, let me do this one at a time here. So, promotes mental stimulation. Activities like art, music, and exercise can help keep the mind active. So, keeping your person engaged, keeping them busy doing things, this is going to keep them a little bit more independent and hopefully keep them a little happier. It reduces anxiety and agitation. Recreation programs can provide a calming effect and alleviate stress. As we know, keeping the mind busy helps to kind of reduce the anxiety that you may see at home. It encourages social interaction. Engaging in group activities fosters connection and reduces feelings of isolation. So that's why something like the day program is so great. But also, you know, having friends and family over to visit can be very beneficial. Preserves identity and boosts self-esteem. So programs that offer a sense of accomplishment and maintains a person's sense of self. So yeah, being able to accomplish a task, be it something small like folding a full basket of laundry or a puzzle, can really make them feel improve their self-esteem. It improves emotional well-being. Activities enhance mood and promotes a positive outlook on life. This is really goes for everybody, not just somebody with a dementia diagnosis. We all know that it's important to keep the mind and body active. It supports care partners, so it supports you guys, reduces challenging behaviors, provides routine, and allows for a break for the care partner. Enhances overall quality of life, encourages a holistic approach to care, focusing on dignity and inclusion. So these are just some strategies to get your person engaged at home. So understand their preferences. Tailor activities to past interests or hobbies. So if they enjoyed gardening, trying to get them out to do gardening when the weather's nice, or try doing some indoor gardening. You can make little succulent gardens and maybe some little fairy gardens. You could get these really cute little things from the dollar store to create a cute little fairy garden. They have like little doormats and little stones and stuff, and they can paint it. If they liked music, offer music therapy or sing-alongs. I'll get into that later. I'll show you where you can find some sing-alongs online. Keep it simple. So activities should be easy to follow and not overwhelming. Choose tasks with clear steps and minimal complexity, such as folding towels, sorting objects, or simple arts and crafts. So it's really going to depend on your person and how far along they are in their dementia journey. So you kind of have to tailor it to their needs and their abilities. Use familiar and sensory-rich experiences. So being in a familiar environment when you're trying to get your person engaged is very important. Engage their senses with activities like tactical arts, like clay, fabric. We have here at the day program, we have these fidget blankets, which are really good. There's crinkly things, there's beads, all different things that they can kind of touch, and also kinetics. I think it's kinetic sand is what it's called. So it binds together when you touch it, and then when you release it, it goes back to sand. That can be really beneficial. Listening to familiar music or sounds. So we have some people that come to the day program that are not from around here. So say if we have somebody that's from the East Coast, you can find beautiful videos on YouTube of just scenery of the East Coast and with beautiful music in the background. And this can help to alleviate some stress and be very reminiscent and bring them back to that time when they were living there. These evoke positive memories and emotions, as we know. And don't be afraid to try something new as well. We often find that clients of the day program will participate in activities they may not participate in at home. It's very interesting when that happens. So also make activities social. As I said, group activities are very important. We find that very beneficial coming to the club. Everybody, we always have a coffee social in the morning where everybody can sit around and kind of catch up on the day. And so having friends and family over can be very important, but also try not to make it too overstimulating. Sometimes one-on-one interactions are a little bit better, depending on your person. Everybody's different, right? It's great for promoting socialization, encourage conversations or simple games like a round of bingo or card games. Provide choice but limit options. Offer a small set of options to prevent confusion or frustration. Allow them to feel more in control while still participating. This is very important as well. You don't want to overstimulate, and you don't want to give them something that's maybe a little above their skill level. So, they might get frustrated. Use visual and verbal cues. Clear instructions are very important. Visual aids like pictures or simple prompts can help make the activity easier to understand and follow. Be patient and flexible. I know this can be hard at times. If they lose interest or seem frustrated, allow them to take breaks and be open to modifying the activity based on their current mood or abilities. It's really going to depend day to day, as you guys know, as care partners. If your person didn't sleep well the night before, it might not be a good day to try a more complicated puzzle or a more brain stimulating activity. And then in that case, maybe you just have a bit more of a relaxing day, and you don't, maybe it's more like paint by numbers or coloring or something a little bit more easygoing, for sure. You gotta meet them where they're at. Foster a sense of achievement. So celebrate their successes, no matter how small. Offer praise and encouragement that helps build confidence and a sense of accomplishment. I think here, the thing that everybody loves the most is bingo, as simple as it is, but or as common, I guess, as you find that in retirement homes and such. I know bingo is very common, but they love it. And I think the reason that they love it is we give out prizes. And so that gives them a sense of accomplishment, and they get a round of applause. Or even when somebody completes a puzzle or something here, we like to give them praise. We clap for them. Or if somebody does really well on like a beanbag toss or something, if we score them really high, we'll bring out a crown, and it gives them a real good sense of accomplishment and makes them feel like they can still do the things that they used to love to do. Create a routine. This is very important. So regularly schedule activities, provide structure and familiarity, which can help reduce anxiety and confusion, making activities more enjoyable. So I know it's hard, but try to have a bit of a day-to-day routine with your person. But again, be flexible, because of course things are going to change. Things always come up, but that routine can create familiarity and just make it a little bit easier for them to get through their day if they know what's coming next. Incorporate physical activity. We know we have to keep our bodies moving. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? So gentle exercises like chair yoga, stretching, or walking can boost physical and mental health. I've got some links that I'll show you. You can find all kinds of things on YouTube, just some easy chair exercises. Even dancing to music or hand exercises can be effective. So we do a lot of that here. We do some different hand exercises to prevent arthritis. So that can be very, very beneficial. So some helpful guidelines when planning activities. So remember your person's function of ability. Keep that in mind. What physical abilities does the person still have? You know, if they can't see very well or they can't walk very well, you're probably not going to get them to do something that involves a lot of hand-eye coordination. What time of day is the person at their best? We find a lot of people with a dementia diagnosis do better in the mornings and struggle a little bit in the afternoons with sundowning, as I'm sure you're all familiar with. What tasks are they still able to complete around the home? So we find a lot of people who come to the club really love having a purposeful activity. So many of them want to help. And a lot of them come here believing that they're volunteers. And so we get them to do some helpful tasks for us: folding, sorting, setting the tables at lunch, cleaning off the tables after lunch. And this makes them feel really, really useful and gives them that sense of achievement again as well. And then what causes them frustration? So these are things you need to know so you know what to avoid. And these will change too as your person's dementia diagnosis, as they're on their dementia journey, things will change. So kind of keeping all of that in mind. You know, they may have used to be able to do really intricate puzzles, and now they might find that really challenging and frustrating and disheartening when they do try to do those more challenging puzzles. Allow them to focus on their strengths and try to get them to complete the task on their own. So this is important too. If you want to give them that sense of achievement, give them the time to complete it on their own and try not to intervene too much. And again, that praise when they do complete something, make sure, you know, you give them a nice round of applause and really give them that sense of achievement. Setting up the right environment. So what other stimulus is in the room? Do you have company over? Are they noisy? Is the TV on? Is the radio on? Is there, you know, are your neighbors being noisy? Is there a leaf blower going? Try to kind of have an area that's quiet where they can focus. Make sure there's good lighting. That's really important. Have their basic needs been met before you start an activity. So we try to ensure that here at the program, we try to make sure that, you know, everybody's gone to the bathroom, nobody's holding it in because they just got to finish this task that they're on or anything. You know, they're going to be a lot more comfortable if all of their needs have been met. Are they thirsty? Are they hungry? You know, kind of check in with them before you start a task. And like I said, is there enough light to see the activity? That's very important. Is the person comfortable? Is their seat comfortable? Are they kind of sloped to one side? Do they need a pillow maybe? And create a failure-free environment. Keep activities non-competitive. So a little bit of competition is okay, but again, you got to meet your person where they're at. You don't want them to get too frustrated because then you'll start seeing some of those behaviors. So some activity examples for you. Not just bingo. Even though I said bingo is very, very popular here, it is for sure. We could never take away bingo. There'd be a huge uproar. But there's so much more to what we do here than bingo. So a color or paint by numbers. Again, it's all going to be dependent on your person and where they are in their dementia journey, but there are some resources online for free coloring pages and free paint by numbers as well. Sorting or matching items. So you could have bunch of socks that just came out of the laundry and you need them sorted. That can be a really good task. Or even like, if the person was a mechanic or kind of like a handyman or something, you can get them to sort nuts and bolts. It's just different things around the house. Maybe you have colored items, colored paper clips. You can get them to sort those. And matching items as well. You can get lots of great stuff. We've got Amazon, everything's on there. So you can get some great matching games on there as well. Cleaning and folding. This can take some of the weight off of your shoulders as care partners. I know you guys do a lot around the house. So maybe just, give them a spray bottle and a cloth and, keep an eye on them, but, let them do some of the dusting for you or give them a duster, even a broom, get them to sweep up for you. And this gives them that feeling of accomplishment and feeling of doing something useful and productive instead of just, some people really resent coloring here. They're like, oh, you're just going to get me to sit and color. Not in that. They want to do something that is going to be productive and give them a sense of accomplishment. Puzzles, as I said, puzzles are really popular. And the thing about puzzles is there's so many different types of puzzles. It can be super simple or it can get more complicated. Something that we have here at the day program is these puzzles, which you can also get on Amazon if you guys can see them. So they come on a board and you can take them off and you can see that it kind of gives you a background of where the puzzle piece goes. So it makes it a little bit more simple for them to do on their own. And again, gives them that sense of accomplishment. They completed it. And yeah, just makes them feel really, really good. So we have a lot of people that love those puzzles on the boards, and you can get those on Amazon as well. Reminiscing games. So this is great when you have friends and family over, getting them to talk about a time in their past that they enjoyed. So having those prompts. We have a really good game here as well called Life Stories, which you can get on Amazon. And it's a board game and you can play it with a few different people. And you go around the board, and wherever you land, there's a card that you can pick up, and it has a question, a prompt for you that will get them kind of interested in their life story. And it sparks conversation and gets them talking. So here's one right here. I'll give you an example. Describe something your father considered very important. So then that gets them talking about their dad, gets them talking about their childhood. But also be mindful, we don't want to trigger any type of negative emotion. So you got to, again, meet them where they're at, know where they're kind of coming from, what their triggers are. Or here, describe something you like about one of your relatives. And then it makes them talking about a relative that they loved or admired and brings them back to that time and starts a nice conversation. Large print books. So I'll show you where you can get these. We have a lot of these here. So reading, a lot of people still love to read, but they find a regular book has very, very small font, very hard to read, can be challenging and frustrating. So I'll show you later in a few more slides where you can find some large print books. Large crosswords. So you can print those, you can get large crossword books. But I'll also show you another website where you can do large crosswords online. And balloon badminton. This is one of my favorites. And sadly, we don't do it here at the club because we have to be careful of a latex allergy. But this is a really fun game. If you have grandkids too coming over, they're going to love this. So we have these big badminton rackets, which you can get at the dollar store for an outrageous $4. And you just try to keep the balloon up with the racket And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And it gets them moving, but they can stay seated. So you don't have to worry about falls or anything. They can do it from their chair. But it gets their hand-eye coordination going. They're always laughing and having a good time when the balloon badminton comes out. So that is what this lady in her rocking chair is doing. She's all about balloon badminton. So here are a few helpful links for you guys. So if you are looking to play bingo at home, we have Let's Play Bingo right here. And I'm hoping, Tara, can we see this? Or will I move it? Do I have to move it over?
We don't see it right now.
Okay.
So.
I probably should have opened these first. So let me see. Can I move
You
it
might
over?
have to.
Oh,
there it's coming. Yep.
There. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So yes, this is a online bingo, and you can just start the game and it'll tell you B10. The only thing that's going to be tricky to find is bingo cards. You can get those on Amazon, but only in a large quantity. I was kind of struggling to find some. So there is that. This is the large crossword that I was telling you about. So it's called Boatload Crosswords. So I'm going to move it over so you can see it. And you can fill it out as you go. And it's just like a regular crossword. They could potentially, depending on where your person is in their dementia journey, they could do this themselves on the computer at home, or you can do it with them. And it would be very good, very stimulating for the brain as well. This is one of my favorites, is dementiability.com has a ton of free resources. So I'll move that over too. So it's dementiability.com/free-resources. And if you scroll down here, it is loaded full of really, really great resources for you. So older TV, I'll show you that. We'll get into that. But this is where you can find some of those large print books, which I'm trying to find on here. So yeah, here, these are all large print books that you can download. You can print them off. You can also buy them and get them shipped to you from this website. And the other great thing that they have on here that helps to promote like independence, well, they have trivia and math as well, different books on that. But another thing that really helps them to keep their independence on this website, I believe it's not free though, you might have to buy these, is they have these great signs that you can put all over the house that you can stick on your like cupboards that say like coffee, tea, cereal, or on your drawers that say like cutlery, so that they know where to find everything, and it helps keep that sense of independence, and they know where everything is each day, and they don't have to go searching and tearing apart your house. So I find this is a great spot for all kinds of different resources. So that's dementiability.com. And then those YouTube fitness things. Oh no, this is the older TV one. So I'm going to bring that over. So older TV on YouTube is full of free movies and shows that are really nostalgic, really bring them back to that time of their lives. And it's all free, which is great. We've got I Love Lucy. Everybody loves Lucy. So yeah, it gets them laughing, gets them happy. And then this is there's so many resources on YouTube for fitness, different fitness for seniors. But this is one that I really like, More Life Health Seniors. So there's tons of videos on here. A lot of them are seated. So if your person's in a wheelchair or a little unsteady, you don't have to worry. And a lot of times you don't need any equipment whatsoever, just a chair or even You know, if you want to add a little bit of weight, but you don't have weight, so you can give them a water bottle. And this is something that they may be able to do independently. You could put this on and they can just go at it and they get their exercise. And then before I go to our website, the sing-along that, there it is, that's Susie Q. So this is a great sing-along website that we're very familiar with. She's a channel on YouTube. So if you YouTube Sing Along with Susie Q, you will find her on there. And she has all the classic songs and the lyrics come up on the bottom. And yeah, we love to, if your person is big into music, big into singing, this is a great resource. They can sing along to this. So Susie Q is very popular here at the club. And again, that's another potential independent activity that they can just do while you're doing stuff around the house and getting things done. So last but not least, I'll take you to our McCormick Group website. This is another great place for resources. Okay. So there's a few different ways you can find things here. So you can go at the very top menu, there is the Resource Center. So you can click that and it will open a sidebar on the left here. And you can scroll down and you can find out when webinars such as this one are happening. You can go to Tools and Guides, and there's all kinds of information on here. So Monopoly Money Template, this is a great one. So it'll come up here and you can print these off for free and you can get your person to cut them out. We find that doing a lot of cutting, again, it's similar like sorting. So you can get them to cut all of these out and then you can have a bin of it and you can mix it up and then that can be a sorting activity for them as well. So that is a good free resource as well, but there's all kinds of different things in here. Virtual songwriting book, detective games. So this is very good. So it helps with the memory. So finding what's in the picture. So that's really good. And there's another thing too. So if I just refresh the page, if you're having a hard time finding what you're looking for, or if you know exactly what you're looking for, this will pop up on the home page. I'm looking for, and then you can just search. Maybe you want to look for Monopoly money. Monopoly money. Search. I don't know if I spelled Monopoly right. I didn't. There you go. And then it'll come up, even if you can't spell. So there you go. Another really cool thing that I love about this website too is oftentimes we find if your person is coming to the club and they get home and you ask them, what did you have for lunch? And they can't remember, you can go in here and it'll tell you, so we are the day program. And it'll tell you what's on the menu today. So for lunch, today we had lentil soup and an egg salad sandwich with salad with tossed diced pears. So it's got everything you could ever want to know is all on this website, which is fantastic. All right. And then last but not least, recreation for the care partner. So that is you. You guys probably spend so much time taking care of your person that you probably don't have enough time for your own socialization and your own things that you need and your self-care. So it's very important to, as difficult as it can be, try to prioritize yourself because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So these are just a few tips and tricks to help you take care of yourself as well. So establishing a routine, as we said, setting up a daily routine for both you and your person can make it easier to carve out time for yourself. Knowing when your person will be engaged in a familiar activity like watching TV or taking a nap can help you schedule your own leisure time. So getting them set up with some of those independent activities that we talked about earlier can kind of free up a little bit of time for you to do the things you need to do around the house, get dinner prepped, or whatever it may be. But what activities can you do together? So maybe you can get your person to help you, like maybe you can get them to peel carrots or potatoes to help with dinner. If your person is able and enjoys it, consider modifying your leisure activities so that they can participate. For example, you can take a walk together, engage in arts and crafts, or listen to music. Walking together is great. If you can just get out for a short little neighborhood walk, or if you live close, walk in Springbank. And that's going to be really good for both of you to get that fresh air and that physical stimulation as well. So this one's easier said than done, but set boundaries and prioritize self-care. Don't feel guilty for wanting to make time for yourself. Again, as we said, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to take care of yourself. Caregiving can be all consuming, but setting aside time for your personal activities is important for your health and stamina. Practice saying no when you're feeling overwhelmed or when you need to protect your time. Do I ever know it? It is so hard to say no. It's easier said than done. But I think the more you practice doing it, the easier it will be. And the next one, I'll tell you, utilize community resources. So day programs and respite stays like we have here at McCormick, utilize those. Utilize friends and family whenever possible. So if you're lucky enough to have friends and family close by that are available from time to time to help you with your person, utilize them, and don't be afraid to ask. Don't feel bad for asking. It's a full-time job it's more than a full-time job for one person. So don't feel bad. Try to utilize those people as much as possible. Caregiver support groups, those we offer those here at the day program as well, and they can really help you connect with other caregivers. They can provide you emotional support and insight, figure out what other people are doing to balance their caregiving with their own personal time. And I've seen it here before too, care partners discussing like, okay, we want to go on vacation, but we want to bring our person with us, or we want to go on a cruise, but we want to bring our person with us. What did you do? What did you find worked? And did you actually enjoy it, or did it feel like you were working the whole time, and getting each other, bouncing ideas off of each other, getting those tips and tricks to make sure that you're taking time for yourself as well. It's very, very important. So with that, I think that's all I have for you. So I know that was a lot of information I just threw at you kind of all at once. So if you guys have any questions, please ask in the chat.
Thanks, Kelsey. That was great. Yes, lots of information.
Yes.
I did put in the chat, but in case people didn't see it, we will email you out that list of resources that Kelsey had. So all of those websites, I'll get those from Kelsey, and we'll send that out to everybody because I know it's hard to write them all down as you were presenting.
For sure.
There, Kelsey. Yeah, but yeah, there are lots of great resources on those websites.
Absolutely, yes.
To explore. Yeah. All right, so I'm just checking. No, nothing in the Q&A yet, but we'll give you guys a minute in case anybody is typing if you have any questions. And if your person comes to the day program, everyone who comes to the day program has a primary recreation specialist.
Yes.
So if you have questions and you want to talk to the recreation specialist, you can reach out at any time, and they're all wonderful, and they can give you ideas and maybe let you know what your person does participate in when they're at the day program. So things that might be successful to give a try at home as well.
For sure, for sure. And we update you guys as well if your person does come to the day program. So if we do notice any changes, we definitely keep you in the loop and let you know what's going on.
All right. Well, I don't see any questions coming in.
Okay.
I guess you answered everything in the presentation. If you guys think of things after, just shoot me an email, and I can pass it on to Kelsey. We're happy to follow up afterwards as well. All
Mhm.
right. Well, thank you very much, Kelsey, and thanks everybody
Thank-
for coming. And I hope everybody has a good rest of your afternoon.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.
Bye.